Hello, I'm Mike Wheeler. I'm the Department Chair of Manufacturing and Welding at the College of Western Idaho, and today I want to tell you about our Welding and Metals Fabrication program. I'm going to try to answer most of the common questions we get regarding our program, how it works, all that kind of stuff. So I probably won't get to everybody's questions, so if you have more, I'll give you my email address. You can email me, and I'll get back to you. So first off, we're registering right now. We're registering for fall. Fall starts has two cohorts. We've got, and cohort is the collegiate way of saying groups of students. So we've got two cohorts. The first cohort is morning. The second cohort is afternoon. Um, we also have an evening cohort, but it doesn't start until January. We actually take in students twice a year, once in the fall and once in the spring. So if you're looking for an evening class, you'll have to wait till January for that. Registration for that should be in November. So back to fall start. We got two groups, morning and afternoon. Morning starts at 7:30 in the morning and runs till about 1 in the afternoon. And then the afternoon group starts at 11 and runs till 4. In that window, 4 days a week, you're going to have classroom. 5 days a week, you're going to have lab. So Friday, we don't do classroom. Our classroom is standard college classroom. We've got a textbook, a bunch of online materials that's in our Blackboard. We use Blackboard for our online courses and our face-to-face courses as well. But it's standard college stuff. You'll have books to read, information to look through, stuff to learn and understand, and then every week you'll have a online quiz about what you've learned, and then we have a midterm and a final exam. We are the College of Western Idaho. We're not the Trade School of Western Idaho. We're not the High School of Western Idaho. We are the College of Western Idaho. We expect college level commitments, and we're going to try to put out college level results with our students. So the schoolwork is incredibly important. The classroom stuff is what a lot of welders in the industry are missing. I've met hundreds of welders who were phenomenal welders that couldn't read a tape, didn't understand weld symbols, didn't understand heat input and distortion, didn't understand basic welding metallurgy. And without that, you're always going to have a cap as far as where you're going to get in the welding world. We're not trying to produce people that are just going to run wire for the rest of their lives. We want to produce the next group of leaders in the welding industry. People that are going to be inspectors, run shops, run their own businesses, go into engineering, all this kind of stuff. And that's what the classroom side will help you with. The lab, everybody loves the lab, and we do 4 hours of lab a day. The only way to get better at welding is by welding, so you need to be welding. The first year of our program is in the lab is about 80% welding, 20% layout, fit up, fabrication, blueprinting, stuff like that. The second year is more closer to 50-50. We're trying to, in the second year, we're trying to build upon the skills we taught you in the first year to get you more deeper into the fabrication process, the planning that goes along with that, and all the stuff that'll take you to the next level. So having said all that, our goal is to have students that register for our 2-year AAS degree. We are a 2-year program. Within those 2 years, though, there's different kind of bailing out points depending on what your goals are. So we have the AES, which is 2 years. So it's our first year of our welding content, our second year of our welding content, and then 5 gen ed courses you need to take. And there's a list online. It'll be your basics, your English, math, psychology. It'll be 5 pretty standard gen eds, and those gen eds will transfer into college in the country. That'll get you your AS degree. So if you don't want to take all those gen ed courses, we have, instead of an AAS, we have an ATC, which is an advanced technical certificate. That would be both years of our welding program and then 4 gen eds. If you don't want that, we have another option. We have 2 more options as well. We have BTC, which is basic technical certificates. We have a BTC 1 and a BTC 2. The BTC 1 is our first year of welding. The BTC 2 is our second year of welding. So you can totally not take any gen eds and go through our program, or you can take just the first year and leave. There's several students that do that. They get the welding knowledge they feel they need in the first year, and they go out and go to work. And my goal running this program is that every one of our first year students at the end of that first year can go out and get a welding job in the industry. So a lot of times a lot of students will sign up for the first year, get into it, really enjoy it, and then they'll sign up for the second year. So there's a lot of options there. So let's see what else we want to talk about. So our lab courses, we cover pretty much every common form of welding that's done in the Valley right now. We start off with MIG welding, which is probably the most approachable form of welding. It's used all over the place. We do 8 weeks of MIG welding, then we do 8 weeks of stick welding. Stick welding is something you don't see. It's getting less and less common, but I believe it's a very core skill. I don't think there's really there's no way to get around. You need to learn how to stick weld. It will help every other form of welding you do, and it'll be one more skill in your bag of tricks that'll separate you from all the other welders. Being a good stick, if I meet somebody who's a good stick welder, I can teach them anything else. So for me, stick welding is a really core skill, even though it's not used very often anymore in industry. So those first 2 8-week blocks will take us through the first semester. The second semester we start with what's called production welding, and that is another wire process like MIG, but it's flux core, which is, and we do a little bit of MIG, hotter, faster MIG in that too, but flux core is used, it's probably the most common form of welding on the planet right now. It's used everywhere from red iron construction outdoors to manufacturing in a shop to just anywhere you can think of, they use flux core. So we do a lot of flux core, and like I said, some hotter, faster MIG, up into maybe even metal core, depending on what you want to do. And the last 8 weeks is all TIG. TIG is a really cool process. It's by far my favorite welding process, and it's by far the one I'm the worst at, because it takes a ton of practice. So we've done all the other welding up to that point. Hopefully by that last 8 weeks we can get you competent with TIG. Some of our students, they're better than I am by the end of it. Most of them not so much though. But it's a lot of fun. There's a lot of jobs in the Valley, a lot of really good paying jobs in the Valley requiring TIG welding. There's a ton of stainless steel food processing equipment manufacturers that need stainless steel TIG welders, and that's usually a really cool job. There's lots of fitting, there's lots of fabrication, so you're not just welding all day. It's a real cool job you can really sink your teeth into. So having said that, I already talked about, my expectation at the end of the first year is everybody's a hireable welder. So where do our students go? Well, they go all over. A lot of them get consumed here in the Valley. Some of them move to different parts of the state. There's a huge amount of agriculture down around Twin Falls, Idaho Falls, Blackfoot. There's a lot of work down there, but some of them go out of state. The prevailing wage out of state is generally a little bit higher than it is in Idaho. So some of them will take their skills and their knowledge and their talents, and they will get up and either chase the pipeline or go to find a manufacturing job in a different state. We've had a bunch of them go to we've had a few go to the shipyards, Washington and Oregon. Those are generally pretty good paying jobs. So there's a lot of options out there. Let's see. So I'll change gears a little bit back to our classroom work. Internet access is an absolute must. Pretty much all of our content is going to be delivered online. You'll have face-to-face classes with the instructors 2 days a week for each class, and those classes are, I guess I forgot to talk about this, those classes are, in the first semester you'll have safety and leadership, welding theory, and blueprint reading. So after the first semester, safety and leadership goes away, and we've just got blueprint reading and weld theory. Most of the content is going to be online for that. You'll get face-to-face instruction with the instructors in class, and then the PowerPoints and all the other written information, any other supplementary videos will be online, so you can go through all that stuff, take the quiz online, but internet connection is absolutely mandatory for our program. So a couple last items. First one is, so you're interested in our program, what are your next steps? What do you need to do next? First thing you need to do is register as a student at the college. Until you're registered as a student with a student number, there's not much we can do. Once you've got that done, you need to contact Delynn Butte, and her email is DELYNNBUTE@cwi.edu, and schedule an appointment with her. She's our advisor for all of my programs. She's our student success advisor. She will figure out what you need to do, what your next steps are, transcripts, all that kind of stuff. The other thing you need to know is that we drug test all of our students coming in. The big reason for that is that we've got a bunch of equipment in our lab that under the influence can be very, very hazardous. And the other reason is pretty much every local employer drug tests their employees before they hire them. So a welder who can't pass a drug test isn't hireable. So it does us no good to produce welders who are not hireable. So all of our students have to pass a drug test. You take that drug test at Minor and Associates in Meridian, and it's the week before the start of school. It's really easy. You go in and tell them, hey, I'm so-and-so from the College of Western Idaho's welding program. I need to take a drug test, and they email us the results. But they test for everything, including marijuana. And that is non-negotiable entry to our program, entry to pretty much every program, every technical program at our college. So thank you if you've listened to this whole thing. Thank you. If you need to contact me, have any other questions, my email address is Mike Wheeler, that's MikeWheeler @cwi.edu. And I should have some more videos out here pretty quickly, so I'll talk to you soon. Bye.